There, I'm Craig Stoll. I'm the chef and co-owner of Delfina Restaurant, Locanda Restaurant, and Pizzeria Delfina, all here in the Bay Area and San Francisco. I'm going to show you how to make our spaghetti with tomato sauce, easily the most popular dish at Delfina and one of the simplest to make. The sauce has 5 ingredients, and then there's spaghetti and some Parmigiano cheese, and you're done. This recipe is incredibly simple, so the quality of the ingredients are super important. Garlic, you want to get the freshest, best quality garlic you can. Don't get dried garlic. Don't try to substitute garlic powder. It has to be fresh garlic. Peel it yourself. Once the garlic is peeled, I like to take out any of the green shoot that might be in the middle, and we always cut off the end. The recipe calls for 7 cloves. It depends on the size of the garlic. It always varies. Once the garlic cloves are halved, the shoots are out, just smash them with the side of a knife. Very simple. And then we bring them back, sprinkle a little salt on them. The salt draws out the oil, and give it a little mash with the side of a knife. Now we want the garlic to kind of dissolve into the oil. We're going to start on a high flame just to get it going, and then we're going to cut it down, cover it, and let it do its thing. So the recipe calls for whole peeled plum tomatoes. What we're going to do is break them open one by one, get the seeds out, and drop them right into the bowl. Kind of just slit them open with your hand like that, and just kind of rinse them off in the sauce, taking the seeds with it until you're through with the can. Once you take all the seeds out and basically break them all open, you're left with the juice and its seeds. We pour that into a sieve, and then we add some water to that. We add the water because the sauce cooks super fast. This is not an all-day, low, slow Sunday sauce on the stove. This is a quick, fresh, bright tomato sauce. So once you've seeded the tomatoes and strained the sauce back over them, you reach in and break them up a little bit to help break them down faster because the cooking is so quick. Over here, our garlic is kind of broken down and just beginning to brown. Right before it gets any browner than that, we want to add our tomatoes to it. Then we turn the flame up to high and get that thing boiling. We add a little bit of salt and pepper now, and then we'll add more later on when we adjust the seasoning. So you want to get this up to a rip-roaring boil. Let it go, and as soon as it comes up to a really high boil, let it go for a second or two, and then you want to cut it down to a lively simmer. So after about 40 minutes, your sauce should look like this. You can see the tomatoes are broken down and the oil's emulsified in there. At this point, we want to add some fresh basil, and all we do is tear the leaves apart, bruise them just a little bit, and stir them in. And a little touch of chili flake. Chili varies in degree of spiciness, so always start with a little bit and then add more if you need it. It also blooms as it sits. It's not supposed to be a spicy sauce. It should just warm the back of your throat. And that's the finished sauce. We're going to cook the pasta now. This pasta cooks for about 11 minutes altogether, and we cook it for 5 minutes in the water, and then we cook it in the sauce for 6 minutes. One of the beauties of cooking the pasta in the sauce is that the starch comes out of the pasta, and the pasta dish becomes one thing. It's not pasta with sauce on it, it's pasta and sauce. We're going to drop the pasta in this boiling water and count 5 minutes. In the meantime, we'll take some of our sauce and put it into a saute pan and get it up to heat so that it's ready to accept the pasta. So when the pasta's done, we drain it in the sink in a colander, just like you'd always do it, but we hold back a cup of the pasta cooking water. One of the things too is we do a light salt on our pasta water because we always use some of the water in the cooking, and we don't want the sauce, the finished product, to be too salty. We've got our sauce up to a boil, and we're just gonna add the pasta spaghetti to the sauce. Then we add a little bit of the cooking liquid, pasta water in this case, and give it a toss. When you make the sauce, it's not gonna be the same consistency every time. So hold back the water. Don't add it all at once, and you can always add more as you need it. We're going to cook for about 6 more minutes, or until the pasta's al dente, or cooked however you like to eat it. So your pasta's done. You can see that the sauce is contained in the pasta. It's coated, and there's no sauce left on the bottom of the pan. It's become one. And when you plate it, you can see the sauce just clings to the pasta. And then some Parmigiano Reggiano, the king of cheeses. Buon appetito.